We have a huge Texans update. This is not good news for Houston. We've been talking about how this could be an update very soon. You guys have been curious in the comments, and a very big blow to the Texans wide receiving core as, again, likely it was going to be this way anyway, considering the injury was so severe. We'll break down kind of what this means for the team moving forward. Again, we were expecting to be at a loss of this player, but it happens. It's unfortunate. The injuries, it definitely does hit a little close to home for me because I have torn my ACL before, but not at this severity. So if you would, hit that subscribe button. 88% of you are not subscribed. So if you want to see the latest Texans news, updates, anything you want to see, just let me know in the comments. But as for Tank Dell, we were talking about in the comments a few days ago and how is there an update? What is the expectation for Tank Dell coming back? And he is officially done, or most likely for the whole 2025 season. He's optimistic about making a full recovery. Dell even tweeted out on X, so that's a good sign. You look at delayed but not denied. So he says he's going to be back. I love the mindset here. Even Nick Caserio has kind of talked about him and his mindset and how great he's going to be in this recovery process. But let's keep in mind, this was a very, very significant injury. Remember last year, Week 16, against the Kansas City Chiefs, suffered a dislocated kneecap, multiple torn ligaments in his knee. It was a torn LCL, torn MCL, torn ACL, and a dislocated kneecap. So again, not really good, but you see Nick Caserio saying, hey, he's got a good attitude, positive mindset, in good spirits, working hard. So again, he's only 25 years old, and he wants to get back out on the field. So props to Tank Dell. I mean, I didn't really tear my knee up as bad, but just to try and relate it from a personal standpoint, basketball player, tore my ACL, tore both of my menisci, whatever you want to call it. And, it's a hard recovery to get back from. It's about, 8 to 12 months just from an ACL standpoint. From tearing multiple ligaments, you're most likely going to be set back in the physical therapy process. You're probably not going to be able to start, putting pressure on it for the first 3 weeks after surgery. But, he's in the rehab process. He knows that he's probably not going to be back this season. It's been officially ruled out that he's done, expected to miss the 2025 season. And again, it was such a heartbreaking moment for watching that game. If any Texans fans saw that game last year, it was terrible. I was surprised he even made that catch, and you could see, even when he was laying on the ground, his knee did not look right. And it was, again, Jared Wayne just in the wrong spot. He looked like both of them ran the same route. Wayne went under, tried to catch it, and just took Tank's knee out. Again, such a terrible situation and how everything turned out. Just feels like Dell can't catch a break. He got shot twice in the leg before training camp last season, and now this injury, again, it could kill your mindset not only as a player, but as a person. So looking at the future, delayed but not been denied. I love that for the tweet that he had on X. And it's great to see his mindset is going back. As for the recovery process and looking at how this is going to impact the team, you don't want to see a star player like Tank go down. I mean, he was electric, not only his rookie year, but he started to pick it up last year as well. Throughout the middle weeks of the season. And this is just such a catastrophic knee injury that it is so difficult to get back from an injury of this caliber. So, again, that's why you drafted Jaden Higgins. That's why you drafted Jalen Noel, to prepare for that situation that you knew Tank Dell, even if he was to make a return for 2025, he would not be 100% in terms of if he came back week 10. I think it's 100% makes sense. You don't want to rush Tank Dell back if he does ever play again. He says he's optimistic to play, and I would wish him the best recovery ever. I really do hope he comes back, but I don't know how you can come back from such a crazy knee injury. I'm not a doctor. I just experienced the tragedy of tearing my ACL. So again, I don't want to act like I've been through anything near Tank's been through, because he's been through a lot. But looking at this injury, you tear your MCL, your ACL, your LCL. I mean, that's a pretty big deal. So I don't want to act like this is a crazy incident, because, I mean, it is. So Tank Dell, very unfortunate he's out for the season, but that is kind of why you prepare for things like this. And it is heartbreaking. It is saddening that he won't return this season, but it is apparently looking more and more likely that he can come back for the 2026 season. If he will be the same player or not, that is to be of question. But he tore multiple ligaments, dislocated kneecap, week 16 last year, and I mean, it was just brutal, brutal, brutal. How do the Texans counter that? We already mentioned it. Drafting two Iowa State wideouts in terms of the target that's up on the screen. But let's look at how big of an impact Mr. Tank Dell was for this team. And 14 games, 51 catches, 700 yards. He was really developing into that number 3 wide receiver. And for a while, he had to step up as the 2 last year when Stephon Diggs tore his ACL. So I don't think that he was necessarily in the right spot as the number 2. He definitely could make it work. Just a little bit of a smaller, compact wide receiver. Again, the way he was injured, wrong place, wrong time. His own teammate took his leg out, which is just, again, can't say enough how just awful it is to have an injury of this kind. And you see why it is so catastrophic. It's keeping him out this year. But look at Adele as a wide receiver. He is a pretty dominant guy. I mean, he was on pace for a great season. Again, probably would have had maybe close to 1,000 yards. I mean, he was doing really well for a while, even as the number 1 for a little bit because Nico Collins was out. But again, if Tank Dell was the slot receiver, I think you'd have a lot different of an offseason if he was to be healthy and you knew, hey, Tank might come back this season. Even if it was just a torn ACL, that would have been a little bit less of what he's dealing with multiple torn ligaments. So again, a lot to just take in as a Texans fan, and officially done for the season. I wish Tank the best in terms of his recovery. He's going to do a lot of great things. I mean, if you look at the mindset, I kind of feel like I'm there repeating it, but overall, it's gonna have to move on without him. He's gonna be okay. He's gonna make a full recovery, at least he thinks. So again, the great attitude of this 25-year-old. I mean, he wants to get back on the field. Everyone. I mean, football's a great sport. Has a great attitude. I mean, when your GM is confident in you, even if all things are pointing wrong, I mean, that's a good sign. So as to how the Texans will bounce back, they already did. Jaden Higgins, Jalen Noel. The question is Tank Dell going to get booted of a roster spot next year if both of those guys step up and play to the caliber level that they're expecting? Like, let's say everything goes well for the Texans. They go to the AFC Championship game. They don't win, but they go back for the first time. Actually, they go back for the first time ever. But that would be, honestly, a good accomplishment for a Texans fan in terms of the season that we're expecting, right? This defense is awesome. But let's say everything goes well. Jaden Higgins has 1,000 yards. Nico Collins has 1,400 yards. Jalen Noel has 700. He's the new Tank Dell. He's the new and improved Tank Dell. Let's say Tank Dell makes a full recovery next year. What happens? Do you trade him? Do you keep him on the team? I think that would be the worst situation ever, is if you work your heart out to try and get back to what you once were as a former player. Again, only 25 years old. Next year, 2026, yep, we don't want you on the team anymore. We'll trade you for a 3rd or 4th round pick, which I don't even think anybody would take that because they don't know how he's played, because they haven't seen him play since the multiple ligament tear against the Chiefs in 2024. So a lot of just things that are circling my head in terms of thought process for the future for this team and Tank Dell and his jeopardizing his future considering his injury. And again, if you have Noel and Higgins playing really, really well, is Dell now the 4? I don't think he's going to want to stay on the team if he's not playing, considering if he does get back to that caliber. But again, a lot of speculation. Overall, to recap, Tank Dell done for the 2025 season. It's unfortunate. He'll be missed, but he's got a great mindset. He's going to work hard, and I do believe he'll be back for the 2026 season. Maybe not full recovery, but again, a whole offseason to train. It definitely messes you up mentally in terms of trying to get your best foot back. But Tank Dell, we'll see what happens. It's going to be a lot of fun. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Again, I don't think it's the worst blow for the team, considering they did kind of prepare for that. But again, it is a very unfortunate situation for Tank Dell. Hopefully this has been an informative informative. I can't have words today. It's been unfortunate, but 88% of you, once again, are not subscribed watching this channel. If you want to leave any suggestions for videos in the comments, let me know. The Texans season's getting ramped up. About 9 days, we'll have the NFL schedule drop, so probably do a lot more schedule release talk in terms of going through and breaking down the Texans schedule, and maybe we'll talk about some underrated players that I think could take a step up for the team this year, whether it's on defense, step back, just things that I think can happen overall. But again, thank you everyone so much for watching. 88% of you, once again, are not subscribed. If you want to see Texans news, hit that sub button for more. This has been Mike Zanetti, Texans Digest. We'll see you in the next video.